Alright, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy Jarice back with another episode of Real Talk. And today we got to talk about this whole this COVID absurdity that Joe Rogan has sparked by getting diagnosed with COVID or testing positive for COVID and saying that he is taking a drug called Ivermectin. So, first article of the day is going to be from NPR. The title reads, Joe Rogan says he has COVID-19 and he has taken the drug Ivermectin, which you would think right off the start or right off the bat, no big deal. I mean, he's an adult. He can take any drug that he wants to. He can put whatever in his body that he so chooses. Hashtag my body, my choice. But apparently it's not your choice when it comes to the COVID-19 vaccine. So, Joe Rogan, the mega popular podcast host, who has suggested that young, fit people don't need to get the COVID-19 vaccine, has announced he tested positive for the virus but is feeling fine thanks to a cocktail of unproven medical treatments. And then I want to just highlight this little tidbit right here. This is the reason why this has started. Because on his podcast, he said that young, fit, healthy people who exercise and eat well and this, that, and the other don't need to get the vaccine. This is why Joe Rogan is basically public enemy number one right now. In an Instagram video, the 54-year-old host of the Joe Rogan Experience said he felt very weary on Saturday and got tested for the coronavirus the following day. Throughout the night, I got fevers, sweats, and I knew what was going on, Rogan told his 13.1 million followers. After the diagnosis, he said, immediately threw the kitchen sink at it. It says, Rogan says he took a drug the FDA urges people not to use because the FDA is the freaking final authority on anything that you should put in your body, I guess, to include a experimental vaccine that came out this year, which if something does happen to you, whether it be now or years down the road, guess what? You can't sue because the government already protected Pfizer and Moderna, I think, and maybe Johnson & Johnson. That little, I wouldn't call it a law, but that little protection that they slid in there just to make sure the pharmaceutical companies were protected from damages, just in case some people came out having problems afterwards. Kind of weird how that works, but different story. I digress. His methods included taking ivermectin, a deworming veterinary drug that is formulated for use in cows and horses. While a version of the drug is sometimes prescribed to people for head, lice, and skin conditions, the formula for animal use is much more concentrated. The Food and Drug Administration is urging people to stop ingesting the animal version of the drug to fight COVID-19, warning it can cause nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, neurological disorders, and potentially severe hepatitis requiring hospitalization. Okay. All right. So that's how all this craziness started. All right. Fast forward. To patients overdosing on ivermectin backing up rural Oklahoma hospitals, ambulances. Ambulances. Shouldn't it say and ambulances? I don't know. I sucked at English. But let's play the video.
He told you Tractor Supply stores across the state are sold out of the anti-parasitic drug Ivermectin.
Tonight we're hearing from a...
Hey, she kind of cute though. Like, hold up. She got her titties don't look bad either.
Rural doctor treating Oklahoma patients who are overdosing on the drug meant for livestock.
News 4's Caitlin Ogle on the story.
There's a reason you have to have a doctor to get a prescription for this stuff, because it can be dangerous.
Dr. Jason McEllier saying patients are packing southeastern Oklahoma emergency rooms.
Packing southeastern Oklahoma emergency rooms. Packing. Like, because they're wall to wall. Remember, we got all this COVID going on, and now we got these quote unquote gunshot victims, but we'll get into that.
Taking ivermectin doses meant for a full-sized horse, believing false claims it could fight COVID-19.
The ERs are so backed up that gunshot victims were having hard times getting to facilities where they could get definitive care and be treated.
Something McEllier says.
Okay. So, easy way, I know this story is fake. One, I live in Oklahoma. And two, if this is in rural Oklahoma, like, there's no gunshot victims. I'm sorry. Like, unless you in OKC or Tulsa, yeah, chances are you're not getting shot. I'm sorry, fam.
As it's now backing up small town ambulance systems too.
All of their ambulances are stuck at the hospital waiting for a bed to open so that they can take the patient in, and they don't have any, that's it. But if there's no ambulance to come to the call, there's no ambulance to come to the call.
McEllier says many of his patients aren't even afraid of ivermectin, using it on their livestock. Now they're going to their local ag stores, ignoring the warning signs, and figuring out a dose.
Let me see. A number of products we carry, including select dewormers and injectables, contain the anti-parasite active ingredient ivermectin. Despite media reports that ivermectin could potentially be used to treat people with COVID-19, these products are not safe or approved for human use and could cause severe personal injury and death, which should be obvious to most people, but we have a narrative to push here, so.
Dosage themselves.
So some people taking inappropriate dosages have actually put themselves in worse conditions than if they had caught COVID.
Suffering nausea, vomiting, muscle aches. Suffering nausea.
Some people.
And I'm not trying to be that guy. Like literally, you can kind of already tell where this guy's political slant is. Just throwing that out there.
Taking inappropriate dosages have actually put themselves in worse conditions than if they had caught COVID.
Suffering nausea, vomiting, muscle aches, cramping, and that's only in minor cases.
The scariest one that I've heard of and seen is people coming in with vision loss.
Even the manufacturer saying there's no scientific or meaningful evidence that ivermectin is effective against the virus, but many store shelves still empty.
You have to ask yourself, if I take this medicine, what am I going to do if something bad happens? What's your next step? What's your backup plan?
As Caitlin Ogle reporting, the doctor says if you're going to take a medicine this powerful, talk to your doctor about the dosage instead of researching on the internet.
All right. So now we go to Twitter. Rolling Stone reports in their tweet, gunshot victims left waiting as horse dewormer overdoses overwhelm Oklahoma hospitals, doctors say. And then, all right, so this tweet is from September 3rd. At the time of this recording, that is 3 days ago. What is everybody in this picture wearing? What type of clothing, what seasonal attire are these people wearing? Got jackets, jeans. Golly, it looks like this female is wearing leg warmers on top of her boots. And this chick, look, everybody has either their hands in their pockets or their hands folded, or their arms crossed. And then notice the trees in the back do not have any leaves on them. So this is fall, winter time. Like it's obviously pretty cold outside for everybody to be wearing a jacket and to be kind of bundled up like this. Like their body language does not scream summertime. Because if this picture was recent, i.e. 3 days ago, trust me, there's going to be some people wearing shorts, short sleeves, tank tops, sandals. I was literally just in downtown last night and it was hot as a bitch. So yeah. So they got the same thing going on here. But guess what? Straight from the Northeastern Health System, Sequoia. Says, message from the administration of Northeastern Health System, Sequoia. Although Dr. Jason McElia is not an employee of NHS Sequoia, he is affiliated with a medical staffing group that provides coverage for our emergency room. With that said, Dr. McElia has not worked at our Sallisaw location in over 2 months. NHS Sequoia has not treated any patients due to complications related to taking ivermectin. This includes not treating any patients for ivermectin overdose.
Oh my God!
It says all patients who have visited our emergency room have received medical attention as appropriate. Our hospital has not had to turn away any patient seeking medical care. We want to reassure our community that our staff is working hard to provide quality health care to all patients. We appreciate the opportunity to clarify this issue, and as always, we value our community's support.
Wow.
So it's almost like the entire story was made up literally due to the fact that Joe Rogan said he's taking ivermectin. So you got your mainstream media, you got your super lefty Twitter posts, and then you have the actual hospital coming out and saying that no, this is not happening. In addition to Rolling Stone forced to issue an update after viral hospital ivermectin story turns out to be false. Rolling Stone was forced to issue an update to its viral story about Oklahoma hospitals being overwhelmed by patients who overdosed on the drug ivermectin after the doctor it cited was contradicted by the hospitals he referenced. Yeah, the hospitals that you said were suffering from the the overabundance of patients said, no, that's not what's going on, fam. On Friday, the Liberal magazine published testimony from Dr. Jason McElia, who told a local news station that hospitals were being overrun from patients overdosing on ivermectin, which resulted in other patients waiting for treatment. McElia claimed that the situation was so bad, gunshot victims were being neglected. The ERs are so backed up, gunshot victims were having a hard time getting to the facilities where they can get definitive care and be treated, McElia said. Ah, man. Said the story, which originally appeared in Oklahoma's KFOR-TV news, was widely shared by reporters, including MSNBC's Rachel Maddow. And yeah, just to show you, I am on their website. Yeah, so golly, got it straight from the horse's mouth. Pun intended. But you got Rachel Maddow. She retweeted it. And then it says, fellow MSNBC left-wing anchor Joy Reid also promoted the story during her show on Friday, repeating McElia's claims. And then the story was also shared by New York Daily News, Newsweek, The Guardian, and Insider. So all these companies published the same fake story. Guess what, guys? It's almost like the Orange Man was right about the fake news. Oh my god. Furthermore, the NHS insisted that patients are not being turned away for emergency care in contrast, and it just requotes the statement already read. And then it says, Rolling Stone later published an update to the top of the story, which repeats NHS's statement. And then Glenn Greenwald retweeted it. But I do like his actual tweet before the actual retweet. It says, the only reason Rolling Stone is calling this an update as opposed to what it so plainly is a retraction is because liberal outlets know that their readers don't care at all if they publish fake news as long as it's done with the right political motives and goals. And I couldn't agree with you more. So here's Rolling Stone's update. And basically you just got a bunch of other right-wing political commentators and, just Twitter users. Well, they're all verified, so I guess they're political commentators. Basically saying the same thing. So, funny how this works. All this started from Joe Rogan saying he's taking ivermectin, and because he had the balls to say young people don't need to take it, the news decided to say, hey, all these people are overdosing because Joe Rogan says taking ivermectin's fine. And then Rolling Stone goes, oh yeah, there are so many people overdosing on this. Gunshot victims can't get into the hospitals because this doctor said it, so it has to be true. Because, this doctor can't have a political bias, right?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah, the doctor, he can't have a political bias. Because their allegiance is tied to facts and, the health of the general public and all these other things that they want you to believe. Like, they can't be extreme liberals. I mean, hell, or extreme conservatives, quote unquote. Yeah. The whole thing is just stupid. And when I first heard about this story, my initial reaction was,
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
But as you can clearly see, it's a good old nothing burger. But with that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If I made a little bit of sense, if I made a lot of sense, and comment too, because I like replying to some of the comments, because I like having conversations. Eventually, if I can get this channel to grow big enough, I'd like to do like a call-in type show, but I'd rather not do that when I'm only having like 20, 30, 40 people watching, whatever the case may be. I'd at least want 100 before I turn my videos into like a call-in live stream. But with that, it's been your boy Jerice back with another episode of
Real Talk.
And next time I'll break out the green screen. I was just feeling lazy and I just wanted to get a video recorded. But y'all have a good night and be safe out there. Don't fall for the COVID nonsense. And with that, I'm out.